ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
One more game to go here for the second day of the ESL Pro League Season 4. Yanko and Pansy are standing by to talk to you through Mirage between Virtus.Pro and FaZe. And it does seem like the bottom line has been, it's hard to call. It's a bit weird. It's been a bit of a bumpy ride these first. I mean, we had like one game, I think that Team X game, Lauren, you were very happy to see that Team X came out fighting. But following that one, FaZe VP was a little bit of a shambles on train.
Yeah.
Moving into Mirage, this is a map that these guys seem to meet a lot on. Admittedly, they don't seem to meet all too often. But still, this is again that fun debate where we sit there and go, hey guys, who's going to do better?
Well, for me, the thing at least I've got to put out is that even on maybe more of a consistent day, this has actually been generally quite good for FaZe in this matchup. I think they set like maybe a 2-1 overall at the moment, or just, you know, slightly better consistently throughout this one. So again, I don't see this going well for VP if the performance we just saw on train is what they're bringing to this matchup.
It's just this hot and cold. I mean, just to quote
when they're
Katy Perry.
No.
Well, I just wanted to say that, like, FaZe yesterday, man.
I don't want to say anything.
FaZe yesterday were under such heavy criticism after their star leader performance, and then they just go and just make Virtus.Pro look silly on train.
I think it's pretty obvious at this point that they were just saving strats for Pro League.
Yeah,
the superior competition.
Well, we have been. We saw Alu actually kind of finding form for the first time. I think since his move. I mean, it's only been 2 days, right? How long? I always like to ask these questions because it's always interesting to see different people's opinions. How long before you can actually say he's had time to gel with the team? Because it's, you know, honeymoon periods and all that. How long does he need?
That's the thing. It's so weird though, because you do get the honeymoon period. So when a player joins and it goes, well, oh, it's just a honeymoon period, that'll be over soon. And when it goes back, it's like, oh, he's just joined. Don't worry, I'll warm up. It's like you can't have it both ways. That's not how it works.
Sure.
I think it depends on the schedule, right? I think that if they have time to practice, then it can be as short as maybe 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
But, you know, if they have a lot of official matches and stuff, then it can extend to a month or a month and a half, something like that. So it really depends. I feel that it has to be at least a couple of weeks before you can say he really meshed in.
Yeah, for me, the one thing I would say is at least he's stepping into a role that is kind of familiar to him and the other team. He's replaced the other Robber, who's not exactly had the highest of performances. Not to really be, you know, disrespectful towards Fox, but he wasn't exactly, you know, the biggest stand-up player on that team. So again, Alu can step in and, in theory, should be able to raise that bar almost immediately, just individually. However, I guess, you know, it is getting used to new teams, you know, and new teammates and just how they approach the game itself. But for Alu, for me, he was just very underwhelming individually in the first time we've seen him. He seems to be a little better now, but I want to see that, you know, very much a visual performance increase as we watch this guy go through. As you know, seeing this guy getting more and more comfortable, familiar with his teammates, it should be a visible thing you see quite quickly for me, at least.
And in the debate with Ali, then, while we were on the subject, then where do you personally slot him in amongst the greats, Yanko? Is he someone that can compete with the best? I mean, I know that was constantly thrown at Fox, saying he just can't keep up, he can't win these duels, and he just chooses not to take them.
I think that maybe a way to put it is Fox wasn't the problem, but he wasn't the solution either. The question is whether Alu will be the solution for FaZe here. I feel that Alu, even in his time with NIP, I don't feel that he got the role or that he could have the playstyle that he wanted to, really. He, you know, did what the team wanted him to do. He did, in my opinion, a good job at it, but he didn't unleash his full potential. At least it's how it feels like to me. I think that he can do that in a team like FaZe, and I feel that he can compete with the very best. It has been some time since he was at that tier 1 level of competition, so we'll have to wait and see, but I do have faith in him.
When was, like, Alu's peak then? Like, I mean, how long ago are we talking here?
I think it was perhaps, you know, maybe 9 months to a year. It was definitely his time in NIP, because up to that point, he didn't really have an opportunity to consistently compete at the highest level.
Okay, well, looking forward to seeing how far he does perform. We are moving towards the realm of predictions here. You suggested that previously that FaZe don't fake. And Lauren, isn't kind of Mirage, like on T-side, we always see fakes being a very integral part of all T-sides.
I don't think that's incorrect. I think that the one thing they do, though, is take mid control really well. Now, classically, Virtus.Pro aren't bad at countering that themselves. They are actually very, very good at that. They're quite diligent themselves in this sort of aspect. But for me, at the moment, this isn't Virtus.Pro you can put that sort of faith towards. Again, they're not winning those duels. They're not winning those fights. FaZe previously on their T side were taking out mid control really nicely. They were, lurking straight through Palace in towards A. These pinches were just really nice. They didn't have to fake. They were landing the shots. They were just being powerful enough to go through it.
I feel like they're going for simple stuff on the fly, pretty much, right? You throw the smoke top mid, you go for that type of mid control, but Alo sometimes goes mid. I think it's if he feels like it. Yeah. Sometimes they send it towards Palace, towards A-App, so that, force the opposing opper from window, they smoke it off so that he has to rotate through jungle, and Alo is right there waiting, scoped in to get a free kill there. It's pretty simple stuff, but you basically force your opponents to rotate, and you're waiting for them on that exact move, and that's something that might be difficult for VP to deal with. You want to be really mobile on your CT side in that case, right? Either fight for mid control, maybe push towards ramp, or push towards Palace, because the Ts are naturally spread out in that sort of a setup. So I think we'll have to wait and see how VP approaches their CT side.
So you're just telling me that FaZe basically are just good at the basics, like they thrive in that kind of scenario.
I mean, it worked for them yesterday, right? Yeah. Whether VP will realize how they were, that's what I meant. I think that they were just going off of, what they're comfortable doing. Yeah. If they felt, okay, let's just throw a pop flash and run out ramp, they do that. I think it's right now for them, they didn't have nearly enough time to have some structure to practice some executes and so on. But Mirage is a map that's often played, so everybody knows that the most basic executes, at least.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what FaZe will be doing.
Yeah, the one thing that you saw starting to kind of maybe even the odds with Team X was when they started to get aggressive ramp. The thing was they never traded effectively enough to make the biggest difference, because generally it would be like a 1-3-1 or maybe, 4 through mid, and you see that one either ramp or going through Palace, be it Alu on occasion or whomever it was. But the point being that when they did push ramp, they were able to take the bomb away, start to cause problems, but they never able to trade even further off the back of that. So by that time already, if they try to fall back from ramp or try and back towards A, they'd come through connector. So again, there's ways to get around it. It's just you've got to out-aim sometimes. The better players in a better position, but you could argue that Virtus.Pro do have these players, again, that can do this sort of thing, but whether or not we see that is the bigger question.
So you're saying that, the CT aggression did counter FaZe. Is that something VP are known to do? Is that
I don't think it counted. I think it was just a way to play around it.
Okay. Well, so prediction-wise, what are we thinking? Are we still, has Train taunted you a little bit? What are you thinking, Yanko?
Faith in the plow.
Faith in the plow. He's going back for the polls. What were you thinking?
FaZe. Yeah. Historically, I'd say they were better on this, at least head-to-head. They've come out better from them, and I can't get over Train being so underwhelming.
It is the plow versus the loosey-goosey FaZe boys, and now they do go into their final map. It'll be Mirage to test the two, and let's see who's going to cast it. It's none other than the sexy duo that is Sadakist and Henry G.
We were sexy once, but I've given up. I lost, sharp razor blades, and I think that I'm just going to let this facial hair grow until I end up homeless on the streets and already fitting in. Henry, you still look great, though.
Still look like a ghost.
I did not gain weight, Yanko. I heard that. These aren't noise
He's very
canceling.
sensitive about the weight issue. Do not bring it up. Thank you very much.
But I would like ice cream to make up for it. You can go get me ice cream for that comment.
What are we talking about?
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike in general.
These guys are playing those guys.
Yeah, that's true. VP are playing against FaZe. It's a new game, a new dawn. And,
a new day.
Yeah. And it's going to be, what's the map?
I don't know either. Just kidding, I do know, but I forget.
Mirage. It's definitely Mirage.
It's Mirage.
Definitely Mirage, yeah.
Mirage is my favorite.
We saw VP not really showing up on Train whatsoever, but Mirage, to be fair though, I'd love to say, it's a great map for them, and historically they're very good on it, but the VP I've seen the last couple of days, I'm not sure what's going to happen. The Train was a bit of a horror show in all respects, especially the first half, never really got going at all. Their economy was so limited. And we'll see what happens here. You can see the key player is going to be Snacked. I think that's for most maps, to be honest. He is going to be the deciding factor whether they actually pick up a few rounds here. But here we go then. We go into Mirage, the final game of the evening. It's going to be VP versus FaZe. FaZe starting on the T side here, 4 sets of armor. AZ with the smoke and 2 flashbangs. And actually smoking towards window to kick things off.
Let's see if he gets it right.
He'll get it right.
Let's see if he gets it right.
I'm pretty sure he'll get it right.
He's actually got his crosshair placement slightly to the left of where I throw it from.
I think he'll be fine. I don't think they're using the Sadakist smoke today.
All right. See, the problem is that there's two guys there, so that actually... Okay, no, they didn't body block it enough. You're right, there'll be no gap. He got it right. They're coming out underpass as a result, but 3 players stacked up in mid. Now they're going to rotate away from that window as a result of the smoke that AZ threw. And to the connector. That's predictable, though. That's why that smoke is designed. What it doesn't account for is Pasha pushed up so far, and no one playing top mid at the boxes can compensate and hold him off inside the catwalk. So if you're going to play that, you've got to at least consider that possibility, or have a smoke at the ready in connector to cover Pasha's positioning. That was very well done by him to read and react to that smoke out. And Neo taking down AZ. Yes, they get a bomb plant, but it's all on Rain. It's still doable in a 1 versus 2. That was Taz. Low HP. Neo's tagged up as well. He might just do this. They've got to try and isolate him, and it's low enough that Rain's going to pull this off.
Well, looked like a dream scenario for VP. 3 versus 1 there in the end. It's that first shot towards the ramp. That was the deciding factor there. As soon as he got that kill, it was unlikely considering he's up against the USP as well. He nails it. The bomb's down for him when he's in CT spawn as well. This is the shot coming up. This is the one. He thought Pasha by himself didn't really have to get straight into this situation, especially when they had the 3 versus 1 as well. Could have waited for the teammates to come in and back him up, but there it is. That was a deciding factor. Does spot Neo defusing the bomb, takes him down, and Taz just low HP there. Couldn't finish the job. It's going to be 1-0 in favor of FaZe. And there's a force buy, of course, coming in from VP. We'll see if Snacks has forced sport. No, he has not, so he'll be going for the AWP on the first gun round, of course. Round number 2, Neo pushing up aggressively. Let's get taken down by Kiyoshima, though. 5 on 4 straight away. FaZe don't need to overcommit now. They have got themselves the advantage. Can just fall back. Go into their default. They've got the mid control as well. Alu getting flashed in towards connector. Should be able to find his kill towards Taz. It's a bit scrappy, but he does get it. Farms $600, and that's not the way you should do it. Kiyoshima takes down his teammate, but still they reply with the HE grenade to get down Snacks. So 4 on 2 now. Jacob getting towards B. He has spotted Pasha towards short, takes him down. And now it's just be Alu with Desert Eagle, but not for long. Force by not really matters too much. Didn't find a single kill. Alu died. It's the hands of Kyo. So fully coming in. Maybe a few PT50s, maybe stack B, push up middle, try and get underpass. Not really many options here when you just got USPs. But FaZe off to another fantastic start here. It's always good to get the 3-0 map. Gets a little confidence boost, you know, something you could do with, all things considered.
You know, yeah, I think at this point in my life, confidence would be a nice thing to have.
I still think you're beautiful.
Well,
even if no one else does.
It's fine. I've lost the charm and the appeal. You know, it's a long cruise, Sailor. Let's just say that. Rain,
well, that's
not a
the
long
thing.
cruise for him. He's picking up kills. He's putting the notches on the bedpost.
Calm seas don't make good sailors. So
it's true. More
so
motion in the ocean. Yeah, that's what I always say.
You need this test just to get you back on board. You know
what else I always say?
What?
Don't die when you're in a 1v5. Get at least a kill. Didn't do that time, did he, Bialy?
You do always say that. Well then, this very similar situation we saw on Train. FaZe going at 3-0. They have residual cash left over. They're going for the bonus sort of round. Rain with that UMP. Tons of money available. And we can see VP limited for sure. Not actually got a single smoke here, Matt. That's insane. First gun round, not a single smoke. Just some flashbangs, a decoy. That's it. It's going to be pure firepower to do anything with this round. I don't think I've seen many gun rounds on the CT side with not a single smoke purchase, but we'll see if they can actually make this happen. It's going to be Snacks with the AWP, of course. Taz is holding windows. Where is Snacks right now? He's actually on the A side, looking for that first pick. Could make something happen here. It's all going to come down to him. If he can get an opening frag, they can actually start repositioning themselves.
He was actually like split second off from having the shot at ramp, because they just started, Rain just started to approach that ramp at the exact second he crossed over. But Snacks now is going to try and play above smoke. Hard thing to do, and you can see he's already walked off the edge of the stairwell once. Did he spot this elbow? I think he did. So he waited for that to present itself, doesn't land it. That's going to give AZ the shot on Neo, opening up, that's catwalk, so now opening up connector. The problem is they don't have the smoke on window this time, so Taz is able to pop back out, catch AZ off. It's exactly the play I talked about in the pistol round, where they didn't have someone at top mid to cover off that catwalk position. However, now with Alu, Jacob already in connector, that AWP pushing up, Taz cannot really afford to re-peek that window position, more so because they have put a smoke out. That'll contain him as they wrap back around bomb as well, all heading onto the A site.
Right, well, the key objective for the CTs now is don't let that bomb go down. Jacob, he's in towards connector area. Great position for him. His teammates rotating back towards the A-ramp. They don't have any smokes, but they could just do a contact play here. But the problem is Snacks, he's waiting on the bomb side of the AWP. This is the linchpin of this round. If he can get that first pick, slow them down, get the rotations coming in. I think he's actually going to be the one who locks this down. If he can just watch him walk in that lower ramp, no smoke's going to be stopping him at all. So this could be actually kind of interesting for the CTs now. 20 seconds, here comes the final player to flashbangs. Arthur into the side.
It's going to be Snacks Can try and shut this down with no smoke in front of him. An easy shot onto Alu. He might have another toward the bomb, but the problem is it's being planted on the opposite side of triple and not in the typical position. So the wall bang, not that predictable, unfortunately, for Snax, who gets caught by Kiyoshima trying to achieve it. I'll leave it to Pasha, who's got it down to the one-on-one, though. And he's got the lineup as well. He knows where Kyo is. He's forced him back down the ramp. Additional flash to push him further, but he sees now he's gone by the second arch. He has to push all the way through, and he's bought so much time. Pasha doesn't have a kit in all of this. If anything, he should have tried to bait this out, tap him back in. He could have achieved that by now. He will pick up the kill.
He's got that, I think. It's fine.
I had to stop talking because I'm so loud and obnoxious I couldn't hear the bomb. If I had a mute button, I would have pushed it. Wait, I do have a mute. Look at this. See? It's muted, Henry.
It does work. It's official. The mute button is effective. But that's a great play from Pasha. Like, he's up against it there. He's got a couple of flashbangs, no kit, and he knows Kiyoshima has a great position from the bomb as well. He fakes that he's going close to that lower ramp area. Just goes silent, just kind of saying, oh, I've gone back to the bomb. Of course I've gone to the bomb. You know I'm low. And just plays it out very calmly indeed. And that's a very nice round from VP to pick up. Unfortunately for them, though, they did come down to 1 versus 1 again, so the rebuy is going to be difficult. They didn't manage to salvage the AWP, but look at the buy once again. No kits, lacking utility. They have got a couple of smokes this time and an incendiary, so it's better, but still not ideal. Famas in the hand of Neo. AZ does get across to the mid box. He's going to be smoking out Snax once again, so you'll probably see him fire a shot. There it is, and he'll fall back. Number 5. This is the big one. This could be the double eco for VP if they want to win this round, so a lot of pressure riding on it.
Taz, beautiful shot. Jacob gets away with it as well because Kyo not in a position to peek back out. He will approach and finds Bialy in the open, oddly enough. Spray down, nearly gets the double, but Taz is there. However, he's put them so low, it's an easy shot for Rain to pick up at least one flash over. Taz far enough into the corner. That's perfect. Oh, what? Or is it? And not only that, Taz actually gets around the corner into connector. I thought that was going to bounce and nail him, but not only he gets away, it hits the edge of the stairwell. So it still plays to a 3 versus 3. Rain on 17 HP, bomb limited to the front of the site. And as they're doing this, as they bought so much time, look what's going on behind them right now. Pasha biceps, 100 HP. And Rain, he considers it, gets a slight shot into him, but he's got the kill. Snax shuts down Alu. All right, AZ, great, you've got a kill, congratulations. Mid-site smoke does allow fast plant, but you've already got 2 people that have rotated over, and Neo's gonna shut him down on entry. Virtus.Pro right back into this game now, 3-2.
Yeah, we said that was a huge round for them, and VP, hold on, just about. As that nade, I think that would have been the deciding factor. Had that taken Snax out of the equation, maybe it would have been a different story there, but it didn't bounce quite in the right position. And FaZe, they know they start applying pressure here in terms of the economy game, so they will be forced buying into this one. I don't mind this at all. It's gonna be 3 AKs, 2 Tech 9s. They have got a range of grenades as well, so the smokes and Molotovs are there. So this would probably call for a set piece in this sense because they've got the lesser weapons, and it's going to be Snax not smoked out for now, and that's an easy shot for him. Takes down Jacob just as the Molotov comes to his feet as well, and Taz coming in for the backup from Connector. And they get the first 2 kills, and that's pretty much round over this point. It was more of a default. I was expecting this the full set piece considering the buy, but Alu trying to make this happen. He does take down Bialy towards CT spawn.
As smokes in front, fire above. Fire should have indicated that no one was going to push across. I think he's looking for the headshot on Tetris rather than up close if they did jump. But with this bomb down quickly, this is still a hard retake, all things considered. There's not a lot of utility. Those 2 flashbangs, that's it, gone now. Aside from a nade on Alu to slow this retake down, so V's got a shooting gallery. However, they've got low HP. That nade, it just barely catches one. It's Pasha that goes. Neo falls immediately after. Taz is low. He's now left alone. He's caught in the open. That's very well done from FaZe. No utility. They just set up a crossfire. They get the information early enough, and VP tries to come in through 1 choke point with 4 people.
Yeah, they're trying to use power and numbers there, and it's not worked out for them as well. It's Alu and Rain getting all 5 frags between them. Very impressive crossfire, absolutely. So that was actually the force buy as well. There 3 AKs, 2 Tech 9s, and Alu made it happen. He got towards CT spawn, upgraded that M4. Once he got that position, it was actually him that led them to the victory. And that's a big round for them to pick up as well. Like I said, they were applying the pressure constantly with the money game, and now it has been broken for VP. Going aggressive with these USPs towards middle. It's going to be Snax trying to push through the smoker. They have inflicted some damage towards AZ, so he could find a kill here, but he's still undetected for now. As Kiyoshima does get the first kill, Snax is biding his time, hoping someone walks into his cross, and now he will be detected. Does get the headshot. There it is. The bomb has been dropped as well. It's a low HP player for him. He's just doing so much damage. He can't find another kill, though, and it's going to be the 4-on-2. Pasha and Bialy remain.
Pasha's going to push. I told you I was going to bring something new to the cast tonight, Henry. Do you remember what that was?
No.
Silence.
You did say a new idea you had was silence. I was skeptical, but you've proven me wrong. What an addition it's been.
It really builds the hype up, doesn't it? Jacob takes down Bialy, and it'll go to 5-2 in favor of FaZe. So a good little bounce back, all things considered. Remember, we mentioned that it was coming back in. They avoided the 3-round reset, which it's not a full one, but early in the game that is crucial because you haven't built anything up. And they've done it again here, but the thing is, they're still getting kills. They're still making the rounds close for Virtus.Pro, so it's not like this is a situation where the CTs are dead out of it. Although this forced buy, I'm a little bit skeptical of.
Yeah, so what loss bonus are they on right now? Is it
2 rounds?
So they're going to get $2,400 next round. Pasha had about 1,200. Yeah, they're going to be limited next round, and this... He needs to find at least 1 kill with the shotgun to make sure he has a buy next round. And he does do well. He does do some seriously good work here, but that's not good enough.
No, and it's all due to Jacob getting quickly at the window. Rain following up. I was going to say if they could afford the CT side's harder to win back into and get the money rolling. Taz, all right, starts it off against Rain. Gun there, and he's going to get... That's brave considering they don't... I think he's assuming they're playing a default across the map because they already had contact at B. So he's assuming no one else is there, but that's still a brave push to go for a gun, to be fair. Bomb going to go down on B. Back to the point, if they had saved, I thought, all right, they could justify it because all they have to do is just get a few kills and they can keep the money low and then actually break them and get back into the game. But this is going to make things actually, in my opinion, quite a bit harder for VP. Neo, I think he was hoping they'd slip away. And he, you know, hi guys.
That's optimistic.
It was very, but you know.
Snacks is he's the master of Mirage Ninja defenses, if you remember.
I don't think anyone will ever
was it against these guys as well? I think it was.
You know what? I think you're right. Yeah,
it was.
And they
definitely.
all went hunting, and he walked up connector, much to his surprise.
What was that? Was that Cluj, I want to say? Maybe. Yeah, I think it was.
No, it wasn't Cluj. It wasn't that long ago. It was this year. It was 2016.
Okay, fair enough.
I think it would have been...
Yeah, you're right.
Starlighter, maybe? I can't remember.
I'm sure we'll remember.
Someone will remind us if we don't. Pasha tries to go for the jump that he did at Cologne. He doesn't land it, but he gets one more as they walk through. Jacob, he falls down, and Snacks there to pick up one more. However, they still get enough kills to go for a bomb plant out of this. Not a lot of use of smokes on the entrance. I think there's a lot more to be explored from teams to use smokes on B. There's so much you can do, but either way, bomb goes down. That's at least 1 goal accomplished, but Alu needs to 1 versus 3, and VP, they'll pull this back. So they do win the next round. They do have a little more money than we expected. They get the AWP up. But FaZe now, their money gets limited.
It was Katowice.
And it is going to be, it was Katowice. You're dead right.
I remembered. Anyway, I didn't really watch around. I was actually just thinking about that. No, I'm joking. 6-3. And it was FaZe going for the fast B play there. Didn't really work out for them. They equal exchanges coming in, and then VP capitalizing once the bomb went down. Did have Alu remaining, but unable to land any real decent shots there. And it's going to be VP coming back into this one. The money is still strong, though, for the multinational side. Alu still with that AWP. It looks like they're actually sending 3 players towards the B apartment at the start here. Maybe another B-sided attack coming in, as we have got Alu the AWP facing towards underpass. But this is the play we want to see, the aggressive CT approach. But AZ, he's just got the knife out. He's not going to give anything away. He just wants to get that vision and then call for his teammates. So they actually got players towards mid, so they could possibly go towards B once they get that spot coming in.
Taz already at top mid, just going to play that corner position. They've got so much in mid as well. I mean, not only that, Pasha covering them with the AWP. If they come around the corner, he's the bait out. Oh, this is a trap. Alu's going to walk toward this. You got B Alley here as well. No one's facing. That's the thing. This is actually very, very misleading. Because, okay, well, interestingly, Pasha's dropped down. That's the cover off, but still they go for the push. Flash comes out. Pasha drops to find the guy. At underpass, it works. I thought they would have sat more passive potentially and allowed underpass to just be a thing of timing rather than putting Pasha in that position because he can cover them from window, but it works out for them. Rain, he needs to make a decision. He who hesitates loses, and he can't decide if he wants to go into the side or get away from the flames. Does make the right call in the end. 60 HP still to work with, but down a man is FaZe. And not a lot of map control, all things considered. Virtus.Pro, a very aggressive round in mid, and it works.
Yeah, not really much FaZe can do with this one. I think the only option at this point, walk towards B. I hope you can find someone out of position, but there's no reason for VP to face it whatsoever. Why would you? You can do the jump face from the van area. Cool, they're coming in. You can rotate it quickly over. Round over. There shouldn't be any sort of case for FaZe to get into this bomb site here. 20 seconds remaining as well. As soon as they show their hand, that's pretty much it. They know what the call's coming in. Flash has come over, but Neo, very defensive position. He just wants to get 1 kill here. There it is. Drops the bomb as well, and he makes it a double. And it's just going to be AZ remaining. 10 seconds on the board. It's still a possibility. He could win this clutch, but it's very unlikely indeed. Decent Molotov does make Neo face, and the bomb we've planted. So he's, okay, maybe it won't be. No, you can't plant.
I definitely cannot. There's only 2 seconds. That's a bit of a play. I think, I don't know what he's expecting. 1 versus 2, your only chance is getting the bomb down. He has to stay alive. They go, is that worth it? Look, I get it. You get the knife, you get more money. But if you kill him after the timer, no bomb plant, he loses his.
Yeah.
What's the call? I would rather take the money away from him.
I'm not really sure. Like, he obviously had the AWP, so maybe he had a USP only in reserve, but he thought, okay, he's low HP, I can just get I know exactly where he is. But yeah, you're definitely right. That was an expensive mistake. 6-4. VP, was that mid-aggression? I like that a lot on the CT side. That's something I talk about Time and time again, and Taz, he's trying it once more. This time he's not looking as successful as before, as AZ and Alu do get the first couple of kills in. They're looking for more, as Neo is getting a lot of attention towards the window area. Picks up the orb, rotates back towards jungle, but Jacob, he's got his number, takes him down. Bialy just isolated on the bomb site now. It's going to be round over for this one. It's going to be 4 versus 1. Pasha, obviously the B player, will be coming from underpass, and it's a great bounce back from FaZe here after a difficult last round of the aggression. This time, though, it wasn't as well thought out from VP. Like you said last time, they got that great setup with Bialy watching the ramp, Taz holding the tight corner. This time it's just Taz by himself, and Neo trying to back him up at the window. They got locked down there purely just down to aim duels. This is another reset, so money is going to be in a horrible position. Pasha just needs to save this weapon. They only get $1,400 next round.
And look at the situation. I've been going the other way.
Okay.
Sorry, Pasha. Every kill counts is what I was about to say, because they're also low on the FaZe side. If Virtus.Pro picked that up, we were looking at a tie game. We were looking at 6-6. Now we're at 7-4, potentially
double eco territory.
Yep. Problematic for Virtus.Pro, but they'll have to sit and suffer through it. As FaZe will bring out an AWP, a UMP on Jacob. That'll build up some cash in reserve if he's able to get kills with it, and then 3 AK-47s, full utility as well. On toward the A site. Quick flash over. No smoke strategy. They just want to go straight up against what they know it has to be a save if they kept track of the economy at all. But that save from Taz starts off with the opening kill as Jacob falls. Alu's there, though.
Jacob just had the UMP there, so he's just trying to get in and see if it is like a B stack or something like that. If he can get the first kill and drop, that would be great, but didn't really work out like that. He goes down first, but Alu is there to get the refrag. So still a 4-on-4, and the CTs have managed to salvage that UMP, but it's not like that's going to be a huge deciding factor going forward. Round number 12. We said this will be a double eco for VP. They don't win this round, and that's pretty much going to decide it now. AZ is patient towards those mid boxes, takes down Snacks as he was exploring towards mid. At this point, it's just a case of FaZe, but it's, seemingly going to be splitting towards A. 2 players in middle, 2 towards the A ramp, and Neo, the last chance for VP in this round. As he comes out towards connector, but I get the timing, can't find the kill.
Bialy trying to get a little bit cheeky here, to be fair. Catch one off, potentially, and that's about it. But they've already bypassed, they're already in the site, and by the time he arrives, it could be a typical flank timing anyway. So yeah, you can already see the person at Horseshoe on the minimap top left, considering the fact that someone could come out of B. So this should be considered, especially where they know they didn't have anyone in Palace to scout this out. Not only that, Pasha, he's way over toward B. This will be inconsequential from his point of view, but gun picked up by Bialy, potentially it escaped with. Well, that's something to start with.
4-on-2, CZ's in the hand, the remaining VP players obviously just trying to find a cheeky kill, pick up an AK. We said the money was in a horrible situation. They will be eco next round, so they can pick up an AK and somehow survive. That's something, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case here. FaZe don't really need to go for the hunt here at all. It's not really justified. You know they haven't got a weapon. At this point, he's just trying to get an extra $300 for getting the kill, but there it is. Rain is happy to face, and he does get the kill eventually. Takes down Pasha, and it's just going to be Bialy. He's in T-spawn. Like I said, there's no real reason to actually go hunting for him. He hasn't got anything to say apart from CZ. So 8-4 now, round number 13. No money to buy once again for VP. So what started off as a promising game, after going down a few rounds, VP managed to string some together, but this is falling to the wayside round by round. This time they have the CZs, they have a Deagle in the hand of Snack. They will get a buy next round. Back into a more decent situation, but they need to start picking up a few rounds here. FaZe looking like they will get to double figures. Deagle headshot, though. That certainly helps things out.
Well, Snacks, good way to start it off. Jacob gonna go over top into the site, catch off Pasha. That brings it back. Again, double eco territory, as you mentioned. So the pistol can't do much against the SMG, and that's why it goes first, and it's gonna go beyond first. It's gonna go second and potentially third as it pushes through the kitchen. Bombs way back toward Horseshoe. Now this is actually interesting. Neo, is he gonna hear him coming? Because he can get the bomb down in this and try and drag this round out a bit. He's definitely gonna hear him coming, and the AZ's gonna have his knife drawn. He needs to take the shot. P250 goes down. AWP picked up, but thankfully, no, take that back. That was the observer switching quickly. It is Rain to catch him. I thought he went down immediately. That was Taz instead from Jacob.
Back for sure.
That actually is really cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
I like cool things.
You do. I can definitely confirm that. 9-4. Finally, VP do get some money back here. 2 rounds to go. 9-6 would be a much better situation than 11-4. That goes without saying. We'll see what kind of buy the brings table. It's a double orb. Definitely something that's very viable on Mirage for sure, as is a lot of maps. But let's see how they decide to use it. No kits once again. Lacking utilities. It's going to come down to pure firepower here once again. Snacks towards the connector area. Pasha in the window. It's a heavy all presence towards middle, and AZ's coming in hot towards connector. He's trying to find that next kill as Rain opens things up, takes down Bialy, and it's going to be Snacks not hitting that shot. Rain finds 2, and Taz now, the last line of defense on the A side, he will be dropped as well. So 3 on 2, Neo and Pasha trying to do what they can. They just don't really have much information to work with. The bomb's not actually towards A yet. It's actually working his way towards short, and Kiyashima, if he just had the lurk in towards connector, waits for the rotations, he's in a very strong position. Just one more kill will be fine for him. And you can see FaZe is being patient right now, seeing if VP will make any more mistakes. But Pasha's got the orb. That should be a kill he's going to get. Somehow it doesn't land in. Jacob takes him down. And just Neo now. He may get his kill towards... Who's that? Kiyashima. But at this point, the bomb, it's booking it all the way to the B sites.
Neo trying to find a wallbang through the window, the wooden window. All he's really served to do is give away that he's rotated back through that window room. Kiyashima lets him go without making too much noise, but relayed the information. Indeed, pre-fire comes in, and Kyo eventually will get in a position to catch him off. FaZe again, I mean, this is a big lead in the first half. 10-4 again, and Virtus.Pro looking flat. It's Mirage as well. Look, we know Mirage has kind of become more 8-7, but it's still a CT-sided map, in my opinion. If you want to get technical about it, yes, okay, there's a lot of conditions that apply, but...
Yeah, it just depends how you manage your economy, and it's your favorite thing to say. But this has not been a pretty hard for VP, that's for sure. And Alu, he's looking confident. Although he takes a nade to the feet, he's going to be still going for this first. But that smoke should send him packing, though, as he has got to fall back. But he has got a little gap there to work with as well. Rain, aggressive towards Palace area here. Snacks waiting on the other side. And there is a little 3-man stack towards this side of the map. I think we can see someone in underpass. Is that someone for VP? Or are they in the vent room?
That's vent room.
Find out.
That's vent room. He's too far back for underpass. Yeah, he's just gone out on the short now. Jacob, the fire in, lose that duel. Now this Neo position from the ladder room can actually be effective, because if he times this right, AZ's going to be busy inside of the site, but unfortunately he's not yet peaked it. Alu, meanwhile, slow aggression with the AWP, trying to find anyone underneath of the shadow position. He'll do exactly that. Bialy walks out after getting a kill onto AZ, but it's still a man advantage for FaZe. On round 15, they have to go. Neo's at least got an AK-47 to start to work with. Smoke still out on jungle, but that doesn't mean much because Pasha, well, okay, that one does, is going to go CT, but smoke coming out in his face now as well. Default plant going down, but not quite yet. They just crossed over. Still at Firebox. Rain just takes out Neo, though, and it's going to be kills instead of the plant, and FaZe, slow but steady, wins the race.
Yeah, for sure. They've had a huge controlling lead throughout this first half. We saw the same thing on the opening half of Train as well. They're controlling the money. They're winning these big situations. And although VP had a string of rounds there, it just fell off once again. And it's going to be FaZe achieving 11 rounds on the T side of Mirage. That's a pretty big result for them. Still, as I always say, though, it's VP. They can always bounce back. But in this current form, I'm not so sure.
And to do so, they'll also need a pistol, something that in this situation they did not achieve on Train. They got run over by one instead. That was FaZe. We're going to take it to a break. When we come back, we'll see if they can change their fate.
told her to call me back and she just didn't do it, so I don't know what to do right now. So what's your advice?
I'd say text her repeatedly, non-stop. One word text every time.
One word?
She'll love that.
Okay.
Okay, welcome back, guys. We are ready for halftime number 2, and it is going to be FaZe versus Virtus.Pro. Dating advice, always on point for me. I'm very good. Very, very good at keeping a relationship for 2 weeks, and then usually it goes away. So, speaking of things that go away, Virtus.Pro in Pro League. Is this going to be another one of those seasons for them?
It feels like it. It's not even like they're having good games right now. It's like they lost, they won in overtime against NIP, right? I thought, okay, well, at least it was a really strong game. They got the result they needed. Today has just been dull, I'm afraid. Like, they're not really turning up in any capacity. Train was a bit of a horror show, and Mirage is looking to be very similar. It's the exact same scoreline we saw on Train as well in the first half. If they don't win the pistol, it's going to be more of the same here. So they've got a more of a tactical approach here than we saw from FaZe. 3 smokes, flashbangs, and 2 sets of armor. It's going to be an A-sided attack here, but Keo, he's ready. The smoke hasn't bloomed just yet. He gets the first play. It's a headshot towards Snacks as well, and he will be able to fall back here, but the airstrike comes in towards AZ. The bomb will be planted here. They've got something to work with, and Kishin with no bullets left. I thought he was going to go down there.
That's actually smart. He knows he's running out of bullets, so he starts to fade away so he can get to safety when the time comes, but he definitely left himself in a vulnerable position in doing so. Still alive, though, in this. However, look at the numbers. They're fading for FaZe. However, Pasha, well, he's gotten caught in the rotation as he tried to get aggressive, catching off CT spawn. It does give them the information. Now it's just down to Keo as a result because Bialy finds the kill. Keo goes down immediately. So Virtus.Pro, that's a must-win. They lose the first kill and all that, but they get the smoke execution down. I like it. Not a straight-up brawl. They want the bomb down. They play strategic Counter-Strike instead.
That's like a classic T-side pistol on Mirage. This time, though, it's a bit more deep. There's normally just 2 smokes we see, and you kind of charge towards CT spawn and try and get the advantage out of the rotating players. They actually have 3 smokes this time, so it's very much focused on getting out of the Palace area and the lower ramp area, taking that vision away from the CTs. We saw Keo get that first kill. Wasn't quite enough, though, to get answered back. Once that bomb's planted and those smokes are down, it's very difficult for the CTs to get back into this. But finally, VP pick up a pistol round here, and we might have a game on our hands. Let's go into round number 2. There is a force spy coming in from FaZe. Of course, Alu does stick on the USP, no armor. He wants to get that AWP in the first gun round. And we'll see Pasha. He'll be the reconnaissance player here. Mac 10, throw him into the bomb sites first, farm some cash, and here he goes. Up towards short. They've got a nice smoke towards the connector as well, just to protect them from any sort of deagles maybe on the other side. Controlling the vent room now. And you can hear him. It's going to be Alu. But he's only got that USP, so he's going to be struggling to do anything with this. And even more so now the grenade has landed in his headbox.
Yeah, that kind of hurts. I don't recommend a grenade in the face. That's not something I would put into dating advice, Henry. Unless you really don't like the girl and you don't want her to text you back, that might be a way to accomplish that. As Kiyoshima getting one, goes down immediately after, but Rain will find Neo and an AK-47 to boot. However, there's still tall order in trying to win this round because they've given up everyone at the A site, and therefore bomb will go back in that direction. Good timing from Rain, though, as he walks around the corner, and Bialy just deploys his smoke, no gun drawn. Easy shot. But still, though, no kit. And 4 HP for Jacob. He's pretty much going to have to play the martyr in this one. Good pickup from Rain. Snacks goes down, still with 40 HP. This is doable. However, 40 HP is still range for Mac 10 to do damage. And the movement mechanics will favor Pasha in this sense. They're going to go hunting Rain, the one to confront first. He's already got damage in, but down to 17. Has to go to the pistol, double face. It's a headshot, but Rain, he just fires through, and he'll finally find the stray bullet over the edge of the box. It's going to be the defuse. 10 seconds, doesn't matter. They've got it.
Just when VP get back into it, they lose the second round. It was the force buy from FaZe. Lots of sloppy exchanges there in that last one especially, but it's Rain who picks up the 4 frags. It was a tight situation. Both players very low HP as well. Pasha gets his first kill, but doesn't quite kill him fast enough. It's the Glock that does the damage eventually. Jacob goes down, but Rain, he's got time to play with it. He keeps spamming away and finally gets that final bullet kill, but the bomb did get planted there. So VP not forcing into this round, surprisingly. Obviously, they will have enough money to buy into the next. So finally, showing a bit of discipline here. We said before on Train, money was such a huge issue for them. Snacks very rarely had the AWP on the T side. So we go into this one. They're going to take a loss on the chin here, but still not giving up. They want to make sure they look to the future where things hopefully are brighter for all of us. I'm really hoping they are.
Glad your hopes are known.
Not sure how much longer I can go on like this.
You're kind of hopeless in the first place, Henry, so it's nice to know you at least have some hope for others. Alu, meanwhile, going to sit top connector M4. Well, doesn't really matter because Pasha's got a deagle, and that deagle dead accurate. So it's Rain's turn instead to try and cover off this mid position. AZ will get Neo. As Goes back inside the site, plays reverse roll, but Rain gives his position away. Silenced M4 as well. He's got 10 bullets left in the mag. Goes for the reload. Probably smart, but
how's it go here?
It snacks every time. How does he get here? Gets through window, that's how, and then gets inside the B site. He's just gonna say, guys, hold up. Now, the thing is, he's gonna go for it. I was gonna say, he can't really jump too much and without giving away sounds. So this is the hard thing. Get that dead perfect.
Required. He's lining it up.
Do it. He's got the information. There's the first. He's got it. Now the second. They've got the information, though. Rain's turned back, but Snacks hasn't allowed his team the entrance. He took that kill on purpose, intentionally first, because that'll allow his team to come in, and Rain knows it. So he's got to give this up. He's got to allow the bomb plant to go down. Snacks, man. He's so good at doing this. He may find one more back into him, but they still have to get the site. They've given up an M4, and they've given up a UMP. Those two guns still in play, but it's just the one of them now. It's just Taz. And as he looks toward the window, he can't find the shot, and Rain will get it. So, look, clever, but not enough.
What was so delicious about the whole play as well, did you see they were planning it out? They wanted his teammates to make as much footsteps as they possibly could towards the B apartments, and then that's definitely the attention taken away. And when he gets that kill, he's hoping the player should be looking towards the window area. It didn't really pan out like that. Like we said, a great play to get the bomb down. Didn't amount to a round win, but still very clever CS coming in here. This is the moment I'm talking about. As soon as he can see his teammates, they're coming in absolutely as loud as possible, and he can hear it. Jacob's hearing it. He's lining up for, here we go. A few eco kills coming my way, and all of a sudden, pop, 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 down he goes. I'm not a fan of that PT-50 sound. It's not as satisfying, I have to say. The other one was like so nice when you got those first kills. That sounds like a little pea shooter.
Well, it's kind of what it is.
Yeah, but it sounded cooler before.
Whatever. Yeah, it's great. It's the producer hates it. It's kind of growing on me. Sounds better than H1Z1 guns, and that's the only game I play, so.
Yeah, it's true.
What do I know?
We'll be playing that tonight.
Probably, yep. We're going to queue as 3, allow our team to fill, and then kill our 2 teammates immediately, every time. Alu, meanwhile, watching toward top mid, it changes his attention onto, okay, this is actually kind of clever because he goes out, flash pushes him back. I was going to say, he goes out to check the underpass, has no real escape plan. There's no crossfire set for him to be covered off, but the smoke, he actually could have sat there and used that when they crossed to boxes because he has the low angle on it. Unfortunately, the flash pushes him back, and done for that exact reason. He's able, or rather, FaZe is able, Virtus.Pro is able, I'll get this right, to cross over to the boxes. Rain, meanwhile, pushed back, and they are slowly taking over this mid control as Pasha. He'll start to look in the site through connector.
Okay, Shima. Aggressive, of course, and Bialy, unfortunately for him, is waiting for how has that happened.
Don't ask me. I'm not the Valve devs. It probably happened because coaches aren't allowed anymore, and the SMG sounds are different.
That's what I was thinking as well. That's crazy. Bialy had his number completely, knew exactly where he was, and it's the 5-7 that comes out on top. That's so nuts. And now it's going to be AZ finds the second kill as well. So 13-5, looking to become 14-5 there. And just as VP, I feel like they're getting back into this game. It's starting to fall apart now. Snacks, the last remaining player in a 5 versus 1. Can't even get a single kill at 14-5. And I'm feeling like the money's not going to be great either, Matthew. It's going to be, yep, about 2,700, maybe 2,900 average. As we go into round number 5, potential match points here for FaZe available. They've got a full array of weaponry, AWPs, rifles, grenades, and VP have got PT-50s and a Tech 9.
Gotta love those Tech 9s.
It's going to be a full wall.
Do you want to know an interesting? I was going to make a joke about the stopping power of the P250, which would have been a reference from Archer.
Okay.
And Lana uses the Tech 9. How have you not seen that?
I've seen every other adult cartoon apart from that one.
I think you'd actually probably like that one.
Yeah.
You don't like many things. You're a cold person. Bialy setting up the smoke to go towards CT. The second smoke going to be thrown from the that little stairwell, that little lip up is going to land on top of jungle. It lands just now. And the third one, well, it's on front of jungle. Standard smokes on the way through for VP. Remember, they did this on the pistol. The problem is they haven't done anything to account for Kiyoshima. No double flash through because they didn't have it. And he's left with full vision. Alu, he'll walk back through the smokes with all the confidence in the world because it's just Bialy remaining, and 15-5 map point for FaZe. Again, they're just dominating against Virtus.Pro.
Well, what can you say about this one? 15-5, it's this exact scenario we saw on Train. This is like the same scoreline after they lost the pistol. They're going to need 10 rounds in a row. I remember saying that on Train as well, just to take us to overtime here. They have got money this round, but so much work to do. It just doesn't feel possible at this point. This is the team that just won E-League, one of the biggest prize pots ever recorded in CSGO, and now their online performance has gone back to what we expect from them in the last year. It's really surprising. It's such a weird kind of like, is it a psychological thing? Is it just that they don't gel as well online? I can't work it out. I don't think anyone could really explain it. I don't think, even when they're asked about it, what happened this year, they say, oh, it's a slump, you know, it happens.
Yeah, not quite that level, right? Not to that extent.
Well, they barely admitted it was a stump, really. They were just like, oh, it just happens, you know. Sometimes you don't play as well. But what is the difference between them on LAN and online? What?
Life is a box of chocolates, Henry.
Yeah.
You never know which one you're going to get. That's their attitude.
You never know which VP you're going to get.
To be fair, I know which chocolates I'm going to get. All of them. Yeah, Yanko, I'm looking at you. No more weight jokes. As Pasha gets in toward the firebox, bomb has Bane planted, and they've got this down to a 2 versus 1. Virtus.Pro, it's just Jacob to go against them, but he's past the first test. Flying Kellers and Bialy's caught oddly in the open. That's going to be the game. FaZe are going to take this 16-5 on a rather lackluster hold, I have to say, from
Virtus.Pro.
Virtus.Pro.
Lackluster series from Virtus.Pro. That's pretty shocking. We thought they could bounce back after a poor result on train, and this one's just as bad, if not worse. It's Mirage, a map they're very well known to be skilled on, and they can take anyone off.
Skilled on both these maps that they played,
absolutely.
to be fair.
And I'm not really sure what to say about that one. It's Alu, he had a great game as well. We thought whether he's going to slot into FaZe, but this result's so hard to take much away from, you know, because we talk about this whole VP online form, and is this FaZe being really good, or just VP back to their kind of Pro League form we're used to? Both? I think FaZe were decent. I think they were good.
FaZe were, exactly. I think they were decent. They were good enough, and Alu had a better night.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say if FaZe are really good because they never got tested.
No.
And, you know, adapting in the game, being able to rise to different situations of strategy being put against you, that's when we can tell if a team's good or not. If they're just not having to be challenged, you can't tell if they're good or not.
It was a very fast game. Nothing really got going there. They had that little spell of rounds in the first half, got it to 11-4. I always say that about 4 rounds is enough. If a top team can get that, if you're in the pistol, you're back into it. They got the pistol, and then they got completely wrecked on the second round by the 5-7s and stuff. But anyway, we could talk all night about this. We've got an actual desk that's going to do it for us. So Alex, would you please take it away and tell us what you think?
It would be my pleasure, Henry. Yes, indeed. Let's just try and understand exactly what on earth went wrong for the Plough. Yanko, your predictions have been awful these last 2 days.
What a sugarcoat the bill there.
Let's just start with
That's
that.
nice.
Thank you, Alex.
Henry G had no pleasure in Tall and reminding him that he's 100% right now, and Yanko isn't. But you know what? We hate predictions, and we're not going to hang on that. But for the moment, you did have faith in Virtus.Pro, and it just seems, at the moment, we can't seem to place either of these teams, FaZe or Virtus.Pro, up in limbo, this time 2-0 to FaZe.
I think it's, again, the small things, right? I feel that both times it was in the first half where VP pretty much lost the game. They lose the pistol again. They were down 3-0, I think. And then they... after they started bouncing back, there was again a crucial round where FaZe was on a weak buy. They have Tech 9s, everything. It was the 2v4 round from Alo and Rain, pretty much, that again forces VP to go on an eco, and it's always more difficult. You saw them trying to adjust with those mid pushes, with aggression, but you know, when your economy is low, you are kind of forced to go for something because you don't have all the grenades to combat the Ts, and then they can see it coming, and you never want to be forced to go for plays, right?
It's quite polarizing, though, to see Virtus.Pro, the Virtus.Pro that won the wildcard match versus Godsent, the Virtus.Pro that, you know, stuck it to NIP, and then the Virtus.Pro here on Mirage. It seems so crazy one day to the other, one match to another.
That's just Virtus.Pro summarized, though. You know what I mean? It's like, as was alluded to on, you know, the casting desk, you don't know what you're going to get with them. You can make assumptions based on maybe, you know, the surrounding effects being, one, it's online, one, it's Pro League. They're against FaZe. You know, their styles don't really gel very well for Virtus.Pro, to be fair. But still, that was a really underwhelming performance just throughout, and I think they could be very well aware of that.
And we've been saying this VP online for some time, right? But I mean, you can't use it as an excuse. You have to perform online as well. Right now, they're already 1-3 in the league. It's going to be really hard for them to get that LAN spot. Yet again, you have big leagues who are played online, the first phase, and you need to qualify for those LAN tournaments. You need to step up your game online. That's my point as well.
It's a very, very valid point. I mean, there's so much on the line for these leagues at this point in time.
And if you notice, it's mostly like I mean, Eastern European teams, the Slavic teams, right? It's Navi as well, has the same issue online more than anything else. But on the other hand, Scandinavian teams are known to be really stable, like Astralis. Astralis rarely does not qualify for a LAN final of an online league.
It does feel to me as well that just throughout the Pro League now that there isn't that many weak teams or underperformance. So again, it does add more pressure to Virtus.Pro to not be like this again, because it does feel as though it's such a common trend that they go on this huge downward spiral, but there's no easy punching bags anymore, which is a bit of an issue. The fact is that everyone can perform to some degree. You know, even Team X has been showing up pretty well before. They have been, you know, very much towards the bottom of the league previously.
I feel that might be one of the saving graces for VP at this point, that, you know, a lot of rosters have been changed, so there might be a lot of surprising results, so they might not be the only team that underperforms out of the favorites.
I mean, you made a fantastic point. I think it's best to visualize it with the actual table itself. I mean, FaZe, a fantastic start for the ESL Pro League for them, and quite the opposite for Virtus.Pro. Some real early losses are going to really be kicking them in the teeth, kicking them while they're down 1-3. You can see that's going to be very tough to bounce back from. FaZe, untamed at the moment, 4-0. NIP did just concede the 1, of course, versus the Virtus Plow. But so many teams to be seen. I mean, look at this stack of teams. I mean, what, you got Penta, Team X arguably are in the worst position, and probably you're going to be alongside Penta at the bottom unless Penta can really deliver.
But keep your eyes on round difference as well when it comes to these guys. Even though it may not affect the scoring necessarily, you actually get a good idea of how well they're playing. We had this previously with Hellraiser before, who had incredibly close matchups, however did end up losing them. So again, these guys aren't a pushover at all with Team X.
Yeah, it's a good point to make. And we have seen promising signs from Team X. Let's not write them out despite the 0-4 rather intimidating scoreline. But let's just quickly remind you have just joined us, what on earth you did just miss. We had a fantastic 4 maps that we did dive into, and you can see exactly the scores that did go down. We got to see a real solid performance from Team X, exactly what I was just talking about. A 16-14, all 30 rounds played out, just pipped to the post though by the Swedes, despite actually holding the 13-7 at one point in favor of the Danish roster. Following that though, Overpass was a much more open and shut case for the Ninjas in pajamas, and then moving of course into the final game of the night. We did get to see FaZe just do what they do best, a clash of styles in favor of the FaZe boys.
And I mean, FaZe ruined the mirror of results that we had tonight. It was 16-14, 16-8, 8-16, and it should have been 14-16 in the
just for the aesthetic.
But they decided to just run over VP, it seems.
How inconsiderate of them. This isn't the only time to enjoy the CS though. Of course, this is just the European side of things. North America continues tonight, and we can show you what you have to look forward to there. Previously, we saw C9 and Liquid. Now you get to see C9 versus Immortals. And of course, the winners of the wildcard match are going to be in their debut as well. We get to see Echo Fox battling versus the boys from Team Liquid, of course, now with Pimp on their roster. So see if he can do a better performance than last night.
And C9 starting off with some really tough games. Liquid last night, Immortals tonight might be a good thing for them. You know, after recently changing of player, other teams are coming back from vacation, so they might get a few upset wins early on against strong opposition.
Be intrigued to see, yeah, that Liquid Echo Fox could be intriguing as well. There's not only these new players, you got your likes of Automatic for C9, you get to see Pimp, you also just get to see Echo Fox winning the wildcard convincingly versus the Brazilians. Get to see how they do in their debut
Who would
match.
have thought a North American team beating a Brazilian team?
Yeah, there is, you know what, anything can happen. Anything can happen in CSGO. For the European side, though, we do take a day break. We'll be back at the kickoff of the weekend. Saturday is when you're going to be seeing more European Counter-Strike, and this is what you have to look forward to. It's time for Navi. We get to see that one. It is going to be a bonanza as well. We get 2 extra games versus G2. Following that one, you get Team X Astralis. Intriguing to see that domestic rivalry and see if there is going to be any kind of win for Team X. So far, 0-4. It could be very easily to slip into 0-6 before the weekend is out, and that would be a horrible start for the Danish up-and-comers. And we end our night with Envy FaZe, getting to see how the French side do after, I mean, they have had some intriguing results. Was it, what was I looking at yesterday versus, you're looking for the name?
Spirit. I believe it was.
Spirit.
Yes.
On Cobble.
Yes.
But let's be honest, looking at FaZe with the matchup so far, they could have a really good run to start off this season. Even though, you know, you can argue their consistency has been up and down, they're going to walk away with actually a pretty decent start against arguably quite big teams.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's a very good point to make. FaZe could just be kind of on a little bit, riding a bit of a cushion, a bit of a cloud as the league does progress.
I mean, to be fair, they also had, I think, the same 4-0 start in the last season of Pro League as well. But, you know, it's not how you start, Alex, it's how you finish.
Life lessons with Yanko. And on that bombshell, we do say goodbye. But if you are desperate to see some more Counter-Strike, fear not, because the Omen Challenge is about to go down. I've got all the information in front of me. It's on twitch.tv/Omen Challenge. Mouse Sports and Flipside are playing under different circumstances. Word on the street is Twitch chat can distract the players. I'm hearing things about lights and smoke and various spinning chairs. I'm not sure the specifics, but do be sure to check it out.
So pretty much business as usual for Nico.
Yeah, he's going to have
torture continues.
Plenty of torture and distractions over at Omen Challenge. That's twitch.tv/Omen Challenge, and that starts in about 45 minutes. So you guys can head over there, and we will disappear until Saturday. We hope to see you there.
He's going to get the 1 kill in that bomb coming onto the side. FNX has to stay up. They don't have a smoke, so this over still. Oh,
Get your team apparel now at shop.eslgaming.com.
I'm back! Now that Kinguin has partnered with ESL Pro League, you have even more of a reason to buy the skins you need. No one has a bigger selection of CSGO products. Buy CSGO cases from your favorite players and events, including the ESL Pro League case. Buy and sell skins on skins.kinguin.net. Check it now!